Aloha y'all, I'm Linda Reed and this is #1 kitchen dog Bubba, and today we're going to make cornbread. And Bubba's excited because cornbread's something he just loves to eat. Luckily I've got some collard greens behind me and they're just waiting to be sopped up, that pot liquor and some cornbread to make a great dish. So join me as we make Carolina cornbread. The great thing about Hawaii is all you have to do is step out into your backyard to get some of your ingredients. Welcome to my garden. Take all these ingredients, the collard greens, and we're going to head into the kitchen and make something fantastic today. Aloha y'all, and welcome to my southern kitchen. I'm Linda Reed and this is #1 kitchen dog Bubba, and today we're going to make some great, fantastic Carolina cornbread. And Bubba's excited because he loves to eat cornbread too. And best of all, I've got some collard greens back here and that pot liquor is just waiting for some cornbread to sop it up. That's a great dish. So let's make some Carolina cornbread. Okay, you see I've got all my ingredients here in front of me and we're ready to make some great, delicious, buttery, thick cornbread. And cornbread is a quick bread. It falls into the muffin, banana bread kind of category because you're not using yeast. You're not letting it rise, punching it down, letting it rise again. The baking powder and the eggs are going to give you that lift in your batter. So we're going to start with our dry ingredients first. And the first thing we're going to use is half a cup of cornmeal. So it comes in this if you've never bought cornmeal before, and you want to make sure to use the yellow cornmeal. So half a cup of cornmeal, and then you're going to have 1.5 cups of AP flour, all-purpose flour. You don't need cake flour, you don't need self-rising flour, all-purpose flour is fine. So as we start adding the dry ingredients together, we're going to want to whisk it so that we're not, you don't have to sift it. Whisk all the dry ingredients together. And this flat whisk is the best thing for that. So that gets the cornmeal and the flour incorporated. Now, here's the next ingredient that makes it so good. You're going to use 1/2 cup of white sugar, and then I always add just a little bit more. You're going to want 1 tablespoon of baking powder, not baking soda, but baking powder. That's going to give it your rise. Don't you love these little measuring cups? I got them in New Orleans. They have little pineapples on them. 1/2 teaspoon of salt, just regular salt. And that's it for our dry ingredients. So you're going to want to add the wet ingredients with the dry ingredients. The good thing about doing the dry ingredients first is that your whisk stays dry, so you don't need to do another one. Okay, I've got 2 large eggs. Great thing about having the sink behind your counter. Then you're going to want just a regular 1/2 cup of milk. I love this little bowl. I got this bowl in Japan. It says fresh vegetable salad printed on the bottom. So that's regular white milk, or in the South we say sweet milk. Why is it called sweet milk? Because I'm about to put sour milk in it, and that's buttermilk. 3/4 cup of buttermilk. Now you're going to see the difference in the thickness of the white milk and the buttermilk. Now, from other shows, you know that I've told you the secret or the shortcut of making buttermilk. If you don't happen to have buttermilk, take a cup of regular milk, sweet milk, and add about 1 tablespoon of vinegar or lemon juice in it, and let it sit for 10 minutes and it'll thicken, it'll kind of curdle. And that'll give you that tangy, tangy buttermilk taste. See, already, look how creamy that is. It's beautiful. The eggs and the buttermilk. So we've got the buttermilk. You're going to take 1/3 of a cup. I use canola oil, or you can use regular vegetable oil. Mix that up. Of course, the oil's going to want to sit on the top, so mix it gently. Try to get it incorporated. We have 3 tablespoons of melted butter, y'all. I try to add the melted butter at the end. I don't want to put hot butter in with my eggs because then I'll have scrambled eggs. Nothing wrong with scrambled eggs, but they don't fit into cornbread. So again, we've got buttermilk, we've got milk in here, we've got our eggs, oil, and butter. Let's get our dry ingredients back. And it really is a quick bread. How fast is that? Start mixing that in. I'm a big proponent of scraping every bit out of the bowl. With cornbread is a great thing that you can add a lot to it. My friend Jim makes a gorgeous, tasty, spicy cornbread. It's got peppers in it. It's just a beautiful thing to behold. You can also make it your own by maybe adding some, how about some North Shore sweet corn in there, bake it in there. You could put jalapenos, you could put red peppers, anything you want into your cornbread. Some folks put onions, sweet onion would be great. And remember, if you don't bake cornbread and you fry it, then you've made a hush puppy. That is a beautiful, smooth batter. Don't want to work it too much, but just want to make sure all your dry ingredients have gotten wet in the bowl. All right, now you've preheated your oven to 350 degrees. Take your big cast iron skillet, and I know you've got one if you're watching the show. I know you've gone ahead and gotten one. And when that is hot, you're going to add 2 tablespoons of butter into your hot skillet in the hot oven. So let's go ahead and do that. Well, I wish you could be here to smell how great that buttery cornbread smells. Bubba's excited because he's going to get a little nibble. So make sure that you write me on Aloha Y'all at live.com or visit my Facebook and like me at Aloha Y'all. And the next time we see you, I hope that you have your apron on, your pearls on, and go fix yourself a glass of sweet tea and stir up a little love in the kitchen. The great thing about of Hawaii is all you have to do is step out into your backyard to get some of your ingredients. Welcome to my garden. Lucky enough, we're able to grow some things that I need today. Now, my sweetie, he planted collards. How sweet is that? It is so sweet it'll give you a toothache. Let's get started with our homegrown collard greens. Y'all, I am so excited. I've never grown collard greens, and I guess I haven't grown them because Big Sugar grew them for me. But we have to get them clean, so they have been washed. They have a lot of little wrinkles, so make sure to get all of that cleaned up. I've already chopped up some bacon, so let's start browning that. Now, it's traditional to use a ham hock or a smoked turkey wing, but bacon works just as well. So you can hear that sizzle. We're going to start cleaning our collard greens. You just hold the stem and run it down, and you're going to get the tender leaf. If you like to have smaller leaves, then feel free to line them up, stack them up, and then give them a quick chiffonade. Which means just to stack them up, roll them up, kind of like a cigar, and then cut slices out of it. So you can see it's easy work. This would be great for kids to do. I was thinking while I was cleaning these collards that I should try some collards lalo. My husband caught some beautiful ono over on Kauai, and that would make a beautiful dish. So stay tuned for that. So let me get these collards cleaned up off the stem. The stem is really too hard, so you don't want to chop those up. You want to strip the leaves off of this very hard stem. Let me take care of that. I'm going to saute up this bacon, get some sweet onion chopped, and then we're going to be starting on our collards. Slowly, we're rendering the bacon. We don't want crispy fried bacon. That smells so good. To that bacon, we are adding a sweet Maui onion and some chopped garlic. About 6 cloves of garlic and almost a whole Maui onion. About a cup of chopped onion. We're cooking it on low so that it just softens up. We're not trying to brown anything. Collards cook low and slow, kind of like barbecue. So that's why we're getting this started. Okay, here's half of our collards. You're saying, wow, that's a lot. Guess what? When they cook down, it won't be a lot. So we're just going to roll it up. As this is getting softened up, we're going to want to add some sea salt. This is some Hawaiian sea salt. Your collards are going to soak up a lot of salt. And then to that, we are going to add a can of chicken stock. It's going to help everything soften up a little bit. You can add salt, just use salt water for collards, that's pretty traditional, but you're going to really like the flavor that the chicken stock adds. Second can. And while I was gone, Sweet Sugar put a new cooktop in because I guess I just cooked the heck out of it. It would take forever for a burner to heat up. And you know they say cast iron skillets are not good on glass cooktop. Well, how am I going to cook if I don't use a cast iron skillet? We're just going to throw in our collard greens. They're going to cook down just like spinach. Once you have your collard greens cooked, you're going to have that beautiful broth, and that's called pot likker in the South. And folks love to dip their cornbread in it in the South. Let's get the last of these collards in the pot. Can you see? I could have rolled them up fancier, I think. But it's just a mess of greens, like we call them in the South. I cannot believe I'm getting cooked with collards from my own garden. How exciting is that? Now, if you don't have your own collards, or you can't find them in the grocery store, there is nothing wrong with using frozen collards. These are always in my freezer. Don't let not having fresh collards keep you from making collard greens. Again, this is nice, it's very inexpensive, and because it's already cooked down wet, you're going to be able to judge how much you need per serving. So, no shame in using frozen. Now it's time to season them. So we already have salt in there, we already have chicken stock in there. We're going to put lots of pepper. We're going to put a splash of If you have some leftover wine, put it in there. I like a little red wine vinegar. Get a little tang. And because they can tend to be a little bitter, we're going to put a couple spoonfuls of sugar. I want more pot liquor, so let me get some more water. About a cup. Give it a good stir. You can see they're already shrinking down. That bacon, that Maui onion, garlic, it's going to be amazing. That's all there is to it. How easy are collard greens. Put a top on it, let them just sit back. They want to cook low and slow. So I have them I have about level 3, a little bit up from the center. Our collard greens are looking amazing. So when you have collard greens, you want to make sure and put those in a separate little bowl, because the pot liquor, the juice from all that, is really delicious, and you don't want it melting, blending into your other dishes. So we have our Maui sweet onion, we have bacon in here, we have a little bit of sugar, a little bit of red wine vinegar, it's more bacon. And y'all, these are collards from my backyard. Thank you, sugar, for growing those. So normally in the South we put a little pepper vinegar, but here in Hawaii we like sriracha. Enjoy. Collard greens. Aloha, y'all. Aloha, y'all. I'm Linda Reed, and this is #1 Kitchen Dog Bubba. And I would love it if you would join me in my kitchen while we make some great Southern food in the beautiful state of Hawaii.